In today's art video, I'm going to teach you a little bit about one of my favorite artists, Andy Goldsworthy. He's actually an artist and an environmentalist. I hope after learning a bit about him and seeing some of his work, you're inspired to go out and collect some nature and do a nature sculpture. At the end of the video, you'll see a few examples of nature sculptures or nature arrangements that I made, and I hope you do some on your own and take some photos of what you create. Andy Goldsworthy was born in England, and before he became an artist, he worked mostly on farms. And in a lot of his art, his sculptures, you'll see they're made of natural materials. In this piece in the woods, he arranged leaves in beautiful reds, fading to oranges and yellows and greens. Here's another arrangement of leaves, following a beautiful pattern of color in concentric rings. Here he's arranged leaves as if the tree's trunk is glowing. The yellow leaves lead into the oranges and the browns around its base. Here he's arranged logs in a zigzag path in the woods, again using natural materials to make his art. I bet you've sculpted with snow before. Here, Andy Goldsworthy is using form and balance to create a snow sculpture. Here, he's using icicles broken up and arranged in a ring that stands by itself. Some of his work does not last very long, and it can fade away or melt away or even dry away. In the case of this sculpture, he laid out on some gravel during a rainstorm. When he got up, the dry outline of his body was left, but as it continued to rain, it disappeared. Photographing Andy Goldsworthy's sculptures is important before it disappears, erodes, or falls down in the case of this rock archway. Some of his sculptures are more permanent, especially the ones made of stone, such as this stone egg and this zigzagging stone wall that leads right into a river. Many of his sculptures involve a dark circle or hole at the center, such as this rock circle. These sculptures are at the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., and they also have that same dark circle at their center. As you can see, not all of his sculptures are outside. These are partly inside, partly outside the museum. But that dark hole actually appears in a lot of Andy Goldsworthy's work based on an experience he had while making a sculpture when he was younger. He was building a giant sand hole, and it actually caved in on top of him, and he had to climb his way out. When he got out and turned around to look back at the sand that he had escaped from, he saw this dark black circle where he had just been trapped, and that experience really stayed with him. Since that time, Andy Goldsworthy has gone on to make sculptures out of land and nature throughout the world, and I hope you try building a sculpture out of nature on your own. I was inspired to do some nature collecting and make some Andy Goldsworthy type sculptures made of pine cones and other natural materials that I found in the space around where I live.